Then what we're going to do is we're going to jump on a ferry and we're going to head down to Crete. It's a little town called Heraclion. It's probably the biggest city in Crete. Crete's the biggest island in all of the Mediterranean. So huge island. We've got some pictures here of your hotel on the bottom. It's called the Galaxy Villas. It's fabulous. It's all the rooms have balconies. They're really nice. But the really great thing about this location is it's about a kilometer or about half a mile up this little hill. It's a little quaint village. So you have beautiful, wide sweeping views of the ocean. And this is a great location for us because we're kind of removed from sort of the hubbub of Greece, and we have a really great opportunity to focus on the curriculum. Garrett and Kevin and Sandy and Doug and everybody will fly in, including Barbara and Vince Dooley and Betty Siegel from Kennesaw State, and they're going to deliver 8 days of really impactful curriculum. So it's going to be sort of the time where you have a real opportunity to kind of get into the personal development and the education and leadership curriculum of Global Lead. Then we're going to jump on, for our final week, another fair, and we're going to head up to Santorini. I don't know if you guys have heard of Santorini or ever looked at Santorini, or if you haven't, you should. It is fabulous. It is probably top 5 best places in the world, according to me. That is our hotel, Hotel Nicholas. It feels like you're in South Beach. It's like, you know, got the little cute little colors there. It's really beautiful. What we're going to do there is we're going to go on wine tours. You know, we've got the opportunity to go on hikes. We're going to go to the hot springs in the volcano. We're going to go on a tour of the volcano. The perfect day in Santorini is your ability to sit on this, they call it a caldera, and basically it is a sheer face overlooking an entire volcano. And you can sip your favorite frosty cold Coke and enjoy it, and it is absolutely amazing. It has white, red, and black beaches. It's probably the only place on earth that has 3 types of beaches. You're going to really enjoy it. We're going to spend about 3 days there. Then we're going to jump on another ferry. Lots of moving here. Hopefully you don't have motion sickness. Then we're going to head to the beautiful island of Mykonos, which is really well known. As you approach, you can see these really amazing windmills that kind of cascade on this hill. And Mykonos is really well known for this labyrinth of shopping and whitewashed, you know, the classic whitewashed Greek architecture. It is so beautiful. You're going to get the opportunity to do some shopping. We're going to go on a tour of another island called Delos, which is very famous for ancient history. So that's 7 islands you're going to visit on this trip. And Mykonos, you're going to have a really great time. Finally, I'm going to talk really quickly about Greek culture. You're going to live it. I'm not going to tell you anything on a stage about Greek culture. But what I will tell you is just a really quick couple things. The food is fabulous. The food is unbelievable, and if you like, you know, moussaka, or you like baklava, or you're a big fan of some souvlaki or kebabs, if you don't know what it is, you're gonna know because it's really good. The other good thing to know is that it's a Greek Orthodox country, and they take that very seriously. So you'll have to be very respectful of their culture when you're there. About 97% of the culture. Anytime that anyone goes by a church, they'll do the sign of the cross 3 times, and you'll just notice it on a bus or wherever you may be. So little things of the culture you'll be able to pick up. It's an interesting culture, just like the rest of Europe. It's got really late dining hours. You know, you'll be eating at 9, 10 o'clock, and it'll take you a couple days to get into the groove here, but it's really fun, and it's a very cafe culture. So, you know, people are always sitting around enjoying, they call them the frap. It's a frappuccino, and they love them. And you're just going to get to experience really what it's like to be in Greece for 6 weeks. Kind of gave you a real quick overview, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it over to Garrett. He's going to give you an idea of what the lead curriculum is going to be about and give you a little bit of deeper meaning on that.
Man, who wants to go to Greece? That sounds pretty amazing, right? Through my hand. That's what 2.5 months does. I appreciate it. I was the guy that got to sit back in Atlanta and start figuring out, you know, etching out how the curriculum works. So I think he won on that deal. But so we talk about the curriculum. First off, we partner with UGA. So I'm really proud to have University of Georgia as our partner and have, like I said, someone from Princeton, who, that just sounds smart to me, on board. So history at Princeton comes and meets UGA and the Greek Isles. Smart man going to Princeton who figured out they need to study Greek culture because it gets them over there. Also, Dr. Whitney, 35 years outside education, outside the country. She's been leading trips all over the world. Just got back from the Galapagos Islands. Again, I still got to figure out what these people do to get over to these places. So she just joined us less than 24 hours ago from the Galapagos. And we're really excited to have her and Craig helping us along with Doug. So the University of Georgia, along with Vincent Barber Dooley and Betty Siegel. Betty was just with the Dalai Lama, and he's coming to Emory, I guess, here in a couple of months, if not next month. So really fascinating people from all around the world that we partner with professionally as far as an academic sponsor. But then the next slide, what we want to talk about is really what we think is the key differentiator is Global Lead. So you take your typical study abroad model, and we added an entire element around service and leadership to the equation. So you've had study abroad around for the last 50 or so years, and we want to take it to the next step. So literally our team, we've spoken to people from 100 countries and traveled to 6 continents and all over the world. We said, what is it that our generation is missing? It's like, how do we combine the soft and hard skills? How do we teach this leadership and entrepreneurship? How do we really take service learning to the next level and then figure out what to do with that? And we said, how do we really put all that in one package, overseas with a curriculum and be able to share that with our students? And that's what we've come up with. And so, from meaningful service, working with refugees and their children, and whether it's taking them to a fun park like Disney World, or helping them learn English and work on education projects and after school quality of life type things, we think that's important. We want to take it to the next step where you read articles, you do some of this learning in advance, so we can really go in there with an open mind of how we can really help not only there, but also when we come back. Also, the articles and the sessions are just awesome. So I remember sitting in class and I was like, death to boring classrooms if ever I went into academia. Like, how do we get out of here? Like, I hate white walls, I hate sitting down, I don't like comfortable, actually these aren't even comfortable chairs. So I even hate worse, uncomfortable chairs. So we said, how do we really bring in some people with some personality and really still have that academic rigor, but learn things that maybe, really are applicable and apply to, what we care about. So one of the things that we, want to have you do is, first off, sign up for these classes, then I'll go back to the leadership stuff. If you are trying to sign up for these and you can't, don't worry. We'll make sure you can. A lot of times when you're trying to sign up on Oasis, you can't register for summer classes until your registration opens for fall semester. So if that happens on April 10th or April 20th or April 25th, don't worry. Before you get on that plane, we will make sure you sign up for these classes and you're ready to go. But the leadership. One of the things that we do is we have 8 solid days of amazing things that we really push and challenge you to figure out what it is that you want to do with this one special life that we have. And we break it up into some interesting, talking points each day. We have the power of living and the power of giving. We have the power of wow and doing something different, and the power of now taking control of your life. We have, leadership lessons on teamwork and on moral and ethical leadership. We have things on visionary leadership. And really, how do you really take what you've learned in life, put it on paper, and then really create that trajectory? When you think of Randy Pausch going on Oprah and he gives the last lecture, like, what would you say? If this was, a couple of months left to live, like, what do you want to be known for? Your vision statement, your bucket list, like, what do you want to check off in life? Like, what does all this mean? And how do you take a Hall of Fame football coach to really figure out how do you build the right team around it and make this into a reality? So the other thing that you got to do, there's 2 parts. So there's on-the-ground learning, and there's pre and during readings. So a couple of things to make note of. For Dr. Whitney's class, service learning, the difference between service learning and volunteering is you really take an approach before you ever go of learning about these cultures so that when you do volunteer, you have a better tools, and skill set to really help out that local culture. So one thing she's having us do is read these articles in advance. So on April 8th, which is like 2 days away, you need to have read the first 3 articles online. They're on our website. They're in your packet, passwords and everything. And
one article's not in the packet.
Okay, one article's not in the packet. We'll get you those. We can update the website tonight and send you out the link for that.